Happy Monday. It's the Jam Nation podcast with Jonesy and Amanda.
Jim Jeffries joined us on the show today.
He's great.
Always great to talk with him. Claire Stevens, we had a very interesting chat about Prince Harry's new book called Spare. It's going to be released early next year. From our perspective, royals don't speak. You don't explain, you don't complain. But from her perspective, being a generation younger, she said finally Harry gets to tell his own story and she can't wait to read it.
Radio's Night of Nights was on Saturday night, the annual ACRA Awards.
We hosted them and everything.
Hosted it. And you know what? We survived. We did all right.
Everyone said that we roasted people.
Yeah.
Did we? We'll let you be the judge.
And people said they didn't get my creepy Harry Hamlin picture that I did with you on the red carpet.
Oh,
you know, he did that with his daughter.
Yeah, well, why would they get it? You just made you look creepy.
Creepier, thank you.
And the tribal drum is going to beat for, in light of Prince Harry's book, what's the juice that you really want to know?
Enjoy our podcast.
Everybody
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda.
Miss Keller. Amanda.
Doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Well, hello there, Amanda. How are you today?
I'm well. And can I congratulate you, Brendan? We hosted the ACRAs, the Radio Awards Night of Nights on Saturday night.
That's right.
And you were we did a little opening monologue, but you were in charge, you and Jenna, put together a video. Video?
A video presentation.
Of our little dollies
Yes.
that we use in our advertising campaign, going around to all the radio stations to say who's going to host,
We
who's going to
were
host.
sent on a quest to find the greatest radio hosts in the land, the little dollies, and that quest was handed down by none other than John Laws.
Yes, but the quest was to find someone who'd do it and who would be cheap.
Yeah.
And so the
Actually,
little
can
dolls...
we put it on we should put that on our
We will
social
put on our
medias.
socials.
Can we do that?
And so the dolls went to see Fitzy and Whipper.
Yep.
Dolls went to see Ray Hadley.
Yep.
They went to see Carl and Jackie O.
Yep.
And they kind of saw Lawrence Mooney and he said, "G'day, guys," and they ran from the room.
You're giving it away.
Yeah.
You're giving it away. And then the end bit is, you know, he did say cheap.
Yeah, and then so our little dolls make it look like they're heading out on stage, and then you and I in the flesh come
Did it
out.
work at the transition? Gemway Rye was there.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Did it work, you know, when the dollies are going down the tunnel into the bright light?
Like being rebirthed or dying.
Yeah, and then AC/DC Shoot the Thrill. How good was that intro, Shoot the Thrill? That starts, and then we walked onto the stage. Did that work?
I was off getting a free drink,
Okay.
I laughed, Ryan, at you on the red carpet. You said, "Here I am with my 2 dates," and you had a packet of grain waves and some cup of soup.
You know, I saw him at the after party, and he's drinking a pint of cider.
Yeah.
And he's holding it with two hands like it's a chalice. And
It was giant. The cup was giant.
It was just a pint.
Well, looking at your face today, it was a poison chalice.
He's drinking it with two hands like his little kid on Romperoo.
I had a beautiful dress that had feathers on it. This
You
week
look
is for-
great. You
thank
look great. You look
but I
great.
love my dress. It was by Villani. Nikki Villani made me a beautiful dress. But it had buttons because she said, "I don't trust a zip." So it had buttons all down the back. I've been at a function before where I'm about to leave home to get it and the zip breaks.
Yeah.
So that's why she said she just doesn't trust zips. But it had 1,000 buttons. And you had to... And
As I was putting you into a cab.
Well, I said, "How do I get out of it?" She said, "The last thing, before you get into a cab, get someone to undo half the buttons down the back." And that was you, Brendan. Hope no one took a photo of that because how...
That was as she got in the cab, I said to the cab driver, "Mate, just hang on there. I've just got to undo her dress."
I know, but I still...
And he just stood there and accepted it. So I got your dress
Yeah.
down to the bra line.
Yeah. And you put my seatbelt on because it had this thick corset. I couldn't sit properly. I felt like Frida Kahlo with that big surgical thing around the middle. And then
you're
I
a bit like, "I love you."
No, I wasn't, Brendan. That didn't happen.
I thought it was going to escalate.
I said that to the cab driver.
I thought it was going to escalate.
And then when I got home, I said to Harley, I was 2:30 in the morning, and I just couldn't get out of my dress. I had to wake Harley up and say, "You've got to help me get out of this dress." And he said, "Sure." So it took about
Sure,
another.
that sounds like
it
that's a
wasn't.
golden opportunity.
It certainly wasn't, because I thought I was going to pass out. So I'm sitting on the end of the bed thinking, I'm not going to survive this, as he's undoing the buttons in the most slowest way in the history of the universe. And
Well,
the
that's
dress,
foreplay.
the dress certainly wasn't. And the dress is still. It looks like there's been a chicken farm in my home. There's feathers everywhere, and the dress is still on a pile on the floor.
Looks like you took home Aussie Ostrich.
It does. I've scored with Aussie Ostrich. Not the first time I've been to an event with a hand up my bum.
Well, good
And
on
we
you.
won. We won.
Did we?
We won for best podcast for a radio show. Do you remember our Time Travelers podcast?
Yes, I do, yes.
We won. Remember our team went up on stage and we were there? That was for that.
Okay, great. Well, good on
A
you.
good night was had by all.
Now that that's done, we don't have to worry about it until...
It's a big pressure, isn't it? It looms in the diary.
When you're
1,000
hosting
people in the
something
room
like
hosting people. But everyone, and I don't often say this, but people said we did a good job.
Yeah, well, Millie, the boss lady Millie here, she was the one that got us all together. So good.
Our
on you.
executive producer, Millie,
She did good.
was the brains behind the entire operation.
Right. Well, that's enough accolades now. Cut the accolades
Well, other
off.
people do this.
Yeah.
Other people talk about themselves all the time, and we just don't. We don't have
We should
enough
talk about
accolades.
ourselves more. Great show today. I'm so pumped. Jim Jeffries is going to be joining us. $10,000 with a $10,000 question, and we can't do anything until we do the Magnificent Seven.
Trick or treating is part of which holiday? That's question 1.
Podcast. Let's get into the Magnificent Seven. There are 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say,
My feet still hurt. Do you have a Panadol?
there was a point where I had to put some little sand shoes on you.
Yes, that's right. It was like a Cinderella moment because I took some. I had the forethought when we rehearsed to leave some sneakers there, and then I put those on before staggering to the after
I just
party.
realised I'm at a point in your life. I've known you for so long now. I'm dressing and undressing you.
It's like I've become your. It's like we're mother and son. You know that with Ruth Cracknell and Gary McDonald.
Next week I'm going to be...
No,
next minute,
you're not going to help me with my.
I'm going to be wiping
toileting.
your bum.
No,
and
you're
I'll
not.
just say, how did we get to this?
No, you will not be doing that.
But it's about getting questions 7 right. And Stewie is in Engadine.
Hello, Stewie.
Hey, how you going?
Very well, thank you. Question number 1: trick or treating is part of which holiday?
Halloween.
That's it, and it's today.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but I think these days you only get kids knocking at your door for lollies if you've got decorations out the
Okay.
front. I think that's the sign that you've got lollies.
I'll make sure my house in no way looks Halloweenish.
No.
Which billionaire has officially acquired Twitter?
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
It's controversial. Well, a lot of Twitter, he's going to sack a lot of people who work there, but a lot of people on Twitter are discussing whether they'll stay because he's saying, time to get comedy back on Twitter, and other people saying, then what are you doing here, Elon Musk? But also, he's going to unban, presumably, Trump and not Alan Jones, Alex Jones, the guy who's the conspiracy theorist. And it'll be like when the traps reopen in Ghostbusters. All those bad ghouls will end up back with a public voice.
Let's play the not-so-secret sound.
Duh. Stewie, what's this? Do you want to hear it again?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Stapler?
No.
No.
That's quite a hard one today. Normally they're as obvious as hell.
I think that's pretty obvious.
Okay.
Let's hear it again. Nick of Canleyvale, do you know that?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Let's hear it again.
yes.
Here it is, Nick.
Closing the door.
No, we're closing the door on you right here, right now, Nick. It's not that.
There's a buzzer to be getting on with.
Jam Nation.
The Magnificent Seven, what's going on? We're in question 3 and it's so obvious.
It's a not-so-secret sound. Okay, focus your ear holes and have a listen.
Alex is in Blacktown.
Focus your ear holes. Alex, do you know what it is?
I certainly do, Jonesy and Amanda. It's opening up a can.
Yes,
It is. A can of beer.
There it is. Question 4. Last year, YouTuber Logan Paul turned heads during a boxing match against Floyd Mayweather Jr., keeping up, after he entered the arena wearing a chain with what around his neck? A Pokemon card, B, a hot dog, C, a garden gnome. What was he wearing on a chain around his neck?
Oh. Hot dog or a garden gnome or a Pokemon card. I'm going to say, a hot dog in that one.
Wasn't a hot dog.
hot dog.
Sorry, Alex.
Ron's in Marrickville.
Hello, Ron.
Hello, morning, how are you?
Very well, thank you. So what was Logan Paul wearing during a boxing match? Was it...
I'm going to
Yeah?
I was going to say garden gnome is an insult to Mayweather.
Oh, is this a height joke?
I like it, yeah.
Is he short?
He's short stature.
Is he?
But no.
No.
James is in Cronulla.
Hello, James.
Yeah, g'day, I.
Thank you, James.
Yeah, I remember actually I saw a picture of this. So YouTuber Logan Paul turned up at a boxing match wearing what around his neck? A Pokemon card, hot dog, or a garden gnome?
I reckon it was a Pokemon card.
Yeah.
It was. It was a Charizard.
Yeah, he splashed over $190,000 to buy this original card. Nerd.
I hope it was in a container.
Yes, it was. It was a container.
Good. Spare is the name of a new memoir by which royal, James?
Spare.
Spare.
Memoir.
Which royal's written a new memoir?
Jay.
Really? It's been in the news a lot. As
Yeah.
which royal?
Kate
Everyone's
Middleton?
No. Kate Middleton.
been. No.
Clearly, James follows the royal news. Nathan's in Cambridge Park.
Hello, Nathan.
Good morning, guys.
So, which of the royals has written a new memoir, soon to be released, called Spare?
Prince Harry.
Prince Harry.
I'm so going to read that.
Are you? I'm not.
yeah.
I can just keep up with the excerpts you're going to read about.
If I want to get my wife to go into a string of expletives, all I have to mention is the name Harry or Meghan.
So you're going to sit there and read it to
I'm going to
inflame
read it
your
in front of you.
wife
I'm going to get an audio book
and play it
and
loudly.
play it around on my Yui boom. In the horror film Nightmare on Elm Street, what are the colours of Freddy Krueger's sweater?
Red and green.
Yeah.
He's a typical Souths fan. he's got better teeth. though.
Even when he's murdering people, he's wearing his
Always
jersey.
showing off. You'll see him on the Great Wall of China.
Question 7. Where specifically is the Melbourne Cup held, Nathan?
Flemington Racetrack.
There
That's
it
the
is,
one.
Nathan. It's just a doddle for you. Congratulations, you won the jam pack. It's all coming your way. A $150 voucher to Holy Moly Darlinghurst, Australia's best mini golf. Double pass to One Electric Day. One Electric Day rocks Cockatoo Island October 30. You know who's going to be there,
October
Nathan?
30?
Yeah, it's done. This is old.
Yeah, that was on the weekend.
There's been a cock up. Rightio. We'll work it out. Nathan,
You're going
we're
to a
we're
time
getting
machine.
A time machine. You're going back
But you're
in
only
time.
going back a day.
To one day to see the show, okay, mate?
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yep.
We'll work. Don't worry. We'll work it out.
We'll sort it out.
We'll look after you. You also get the Jonesy and Amanda character choice fitted colour and some Staedtler pencils. Nathan, anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, thanks, guys. I love your work.
Oh,
Thank you,
Nathan,
Nathan.
thank you.
I was hoping you'd say, you've ripped me off. Where's me prize?
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Let's go.
That's the old grind. Another day, another dollar.
You know what they say? It's a dirty, rotten job, but someone's got to do it.
Stop gossiping and get back to work.
All right, I'm going to flick through our Jalmanac, our big book of musical facts. On this day in 1969, David Bowie appeared at a Halloween night
Oh,
at the General Gordon, Gravesend, England.
what did he dress as?
I don't know. Some kind of ghoul.
Yeah. I'd like to just see him in a white shirt, a sheet. Could just be anyone.
Like in Scooby-Doo. The gig lasted about 15 minutes. After Bowie sang Space Oddity, he dragged a stool on stage along with a huge book and he sat and read poems. He was booed off stage. Like 69, he wouldn't have been famous by then, would he?
Oh, no.
He liked writing poems. He wrote one for a fan recently. Wrote one for a fan that recently sold for $30,000.
Gee.
Along with a lock of his hair. I've got a printout of it here in his handwriting.
Well, that's curious, isn't it? So is it the lock of hair that got the $30,000 or the poem?
Insight into his thoughts. Do you want me to read the poem as Pam Ayres?
Go on. Are you sitting upon a stool?
I think it's called A Little Cadillac. I can't read it very clearly. You have a nice talent. Don't rent it or give it away. Don't tread on it or lose it in the street or ignore it till death, but love it. As much as life itself, it will be your noblest companion. Love, David.
Oh, that's very good. You've nailed that.
All right, well, look, let's not play any more Pam Ayres.
No.
Here's David Bowie.
You've given me a lock of hair as well.
Jam Nation.
You know what, I've been watching that Watcher show, by the way.
Is it so? I hear that it's kind of terrifying, and if I watch that before I go to bed, will I be able to sleep?
What I do is I watch the Watcher early and then I'll put the blocker or something like that.
A bit of sorbet
and then
at the
Scotty,
end.
And then sorbet, Scotty Cam sends me into a nice place.
Yeah.
'Cause Scotty does that. You see Scotty.
Scott Cam sorbet.
Yes, Scott Cam sorbet.
You know what I watch when I just need to have something restful? Well, it's not. I watch a thing called Chateau DIY, where it's not the Strawbridges, it's not the
Yeah.
you know
Who are they?
the ones who've gone to that.
Oh, yes.
That chateau. There's a whole lot of other English people who buy massive chateaus for like maybe £250,000, 50-room places that are derelict,
Right.
and then renovate them to host weddings, and they do all the construction themselves.
That should be called Shadover to Place.
Shadow to floor.
I was just thinking those mobile phone detective cameras.
Have you been caught?
No. There's a story that's come out, and this is going to open up a bit of a can of worms about what's the difference between a phone and doing something else. A driver in Brisbane has sparked debate over a mobile phone fine. She revealed her hands were off the wheel for another reason. Mm-hmm. So she's gone to Facebook, because if you want fair commentary, take something to Facebook. And she's taken a picture of her infringement. In the image, you can see the woman, she's holding an unknown object in her hand while neither of her hands are on the wheel. So this was in Mount Cootha in Brisbane. And the fine says, holding a mobile or resting on the body. That's what she says. So you're not
allowed to hold the mobile or have the mobile on your legs or anything.
But she said this, it's not actually a phone. I'm taking my smoke out of the rolling machine. You can clearly see it's not a phone.
What does that mean? What's a rolling machine?
You know the cigarette rolling machines?
She was doing that while she was driving.
Have you ever used one of those little rolling machines?
No, Brendan.
When I used to smoke, you dabble in rollies every now and then, and you get the rolling machine, which is more convoluted than actually just rolling it by yourself.
It's been years since I saw anyone roll their own cigarette.
So she's driving along, so she's gone to Facebook. And, of course, you can imagine how Facebook has treated this.
So she had both hands off the wheel, rolling a cigarette, but it's safe because it wasn't a phone.
Yeah.
Well, it's an interesting world we live in.
These are the people that you're sharing the road with.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
I demand entertainment.
Are you not entertained?
Put on your dancing shoes.
Now give me your best shot.
From Mamma Mia's cancelled podcast, you'll hear Claire with her sister Jessie, and she joins us right now. I love seeing you guys together. Little identical twins. I just love it.
You're sounding very patronising.
I just love it. I want to put you a little show or something like that. Little tent.
Jess and I say that twins always seem immature. It always seems like you haven't really grown up if you're twins, because it's like, why are you still twins? I get that kids are twins, adult twins, bit weird. So
it's interesting, isn't it?
Bit of an insecurity.
I want to dress you guys up in little matching outfits.
Matching outfits.
Come on, kids, we're going to Luna Park.
70, you're still going to. Then it gets cute again,
then it gets
maybe.
cute again, exactly.
You're in the middle, non-cute years.
And then you're on This Is Your Life.
Yeah.
Like you'll show up and they'll say, you remember the Stevens twins?
We'll be matching.
Yeah.
Jonesy, you'll like it. Guys, I need to talk about Prince Harry.
Please.
Let's talk about the title of his book for starters, Spare.
I'm obsessed.
And the idea of Spare, this came from Prince Charles.
Well, Heir and a Spare has always been.
Just in case people don't know that.
Yeah, and Princess Margaret had the same thing. You get all the accolade, or you get the privilege without the purpose. But for Princess Margaret, purpose maybe didn't matter as much, but Harry really wanted to find a purpose, I think.
Exactly, which is such a kind of millennial thing. I think that Princess Anne could just have a sense of responsibility outside of being the person who was going to inherit the throne. But I think this is so fascinating because I feel like for a lot of people, we had started to lose a bit of interest around Meghan and Harry, thinking, we've had the Oprah interview. Prince Harry's talked about his mental health a lot. Meghan's doing interviews all over the place. I'm kind of over it. And when I saw that cover and the close-up of his face and the title, I was like, this is genius. This is marketing genius. So in a synopsis of the book, Penguin Random House have said, with its raw, unflinching honesty, Spare is a landmark publication full of insight, revelation, self-examination and hard-won wisdom. And it also says that the book will take readers back to one of the most searing images of the 20th century. 2 young boys, 2 princes, walking behind their mother's coffin as the world watched in sorrow and horror. And it talks about how people wondered what the princes must be thinking and feeling and how their lives would play on from that point. And I think it's fascinating to start at that moment when Harry was the boy who would put the little handwritten note on his mum's coffin. And I also think it sounds like this book is starting from a point of vulnerability, because spare would have been a term used against him for years and years, and now it seems like he is reclaiming it. So the book is going to be 416 pages.
I read something this morning that said if you're expecting the salacious Oprah-style stuff, it's not going to be that.
Ooh.
That it's a more affectionate tale than that.
A lot of people are saying there's no reason to think he's going to slam his family. That's kind of a media narrative, but there's nothing in any of the promo materials that says that this is going to be critical of his father. Apparently, Charles is worried that it's going to be critical of Camilla. There's no kind of indication of that. But it's going to come out on January 10, which is 3 years to the day since the Sussexes left the royal family and before King Charles's coronation.
Right.
So very, very interesting timing. You would not want to be releasing a book in January because you would be competing with, that book is just going to sell like crazy.
Piers Morgan has said, what a privileged upstart, pull your head in. And I think a lot of people would tend to agree when you see the thing Spare, the also ran. What about people that never ran? People who just have horrible lives and just try and find their way through it. He's not alone in having a hard life.
No, and there has been some commentary around that. There's been, as you said, Piers Morgan called him petulant, selfish, greedy, a hypocritical brat. Others have said, and I think this is really valid, that in the last 20 years there have been at least 20 books written about Prince Harry and that he didn't cooperate with. So I think, shouldn't he be able to tell his own story?
It's a very modern take on it, though, because royals never do.
Yeah.
It's don't explain and don't complain. Suck it in, stiff upper lip, say nothing. This is new. This is new.
He's
Totally
doing it all
new
here.
generation. But there's one tweet that really sums up how I feel about this book, and it's by British writer Bella Mackie, and she wrote, I thought Prince Harry's book would be called something like Living with Purpose, My Journey to Finding My Way, but it's called Spare, and now I'm afraid I will read it. And I'm like, yes, I thought it would be wishy-washy, kind of, he's done a few things that seem, they're not very concrete, but I think that title is really going to get people. What do you guys think about the timing? Do you think it's insensitive? Do you think
he's got to get it out there at
when,
some stage.
When would it ever be good timing? There'll never be good timing. He will cop a lot of criticism, but also maybe some empathy of the journey. But he's going to cop it either way.
I'll say this, I'm going to read it.
Are you?
I'm reading it, and not just because I'm curious, but also then I'm a cert for Amanda's Bitch and Boozin' Book Club.
I don't think we'll be touching that.
Well, the Bitch and Boozin' Book Club won't be touching this.
No. I don't think we'll be doing that. And I don't think emotionally I can take myself back to that moment. It isn't that pathetic. Well, as soon as I feel emotional even talking about
you're
that
not going
moment.
the blub.
No, those two little boys.
Yeah.
That's why I feel affection for these boys.
Exactly.
They've grown up under my watch, and I don't think I could bear to read how they felt.
No.
But it is very millennial to be like, well, it's my turn to tell my story.
Yes, absolutely.
How my life went,
and we've
from there.
never ever had that from the royals.
So I'll have to go to the Bitch and Boozin' Book Club by myself.
Fun time.
Claire, this has been great to hear more from Claire and Jessie and see them all dressed up in the same clothes.
They don't dress alike.
They do.
Sometimes.
Go to mamamia.com.au. Claire, it's great to talk to you. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
Jam Nation.
There's a couple of questions that I have to ask you.
I don't answer questions.
Just answer the question, okay?
What's in it for me?
$10,000 reward.
Right here, right now, we have $10,000 up for grabs. All you have to do is answer 10 questions in 60 seconds. You do that, you get $10,000.
Well, as a group, you can get to question 10, but the person who answers question 10 correctly gets the money.
So you could really just answer one question.
That's right. As long as it's question 10 and you get it right, you get $10,000 within the time.
Unfortunately, Catherine of Randwick, that doesn't apply to you. You have to get all 10 questions right.
Yes, that's right. You've come in as the head goer, as it were.
Goodness.
Are you a goer, Catherine?
I'm hoping so. It's going to be a hard feat. We'll see.
See how you go. Now, Catherine, we have 10 questions. We have 60 seconds. The second you hesitate or you're wrong, you're out and someone takes your place. You ready to start?
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Good luck.
Question 1. What major horse racing event took place in Melbourne on Saturday?
The Derby Day.
Question 2. From what animal would you get brisket?
Cow.
Question 3. Colette Dinnigan is a famous what?
Designer.
Question 4. Who ranked number 1 in this year's Maxim's Hottest 100?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
Darren's in Rosebery.
Who ranked number 1 in this year's Maxim's Hottest 100?
Ashley's in Nudgee.
Who ranked 1 in this year's Maxim's Hottest 100?
George Clooney.
Belinda's in Winston Hills.
Who ranked number 1 in this year's Maxim Hottest 100?
Paige Sporanic.
Karen's in Campbelltown.
Who ranked number 1 in this year's Maxim's Hottest 100?
Liam Hemsworth.
Ian's in Narrabee.
Who ranked number 1 in Maxim's Hottest 100?
Margot Robbie.
Question 5. What's the name of Shakespeare's shortest tragedy?
Romeo and Juliet.
Belinda's in Greystone.
What's Shakespeare's shortest tragedy?
It's a tragedy.
idea.
Macbeth was the answer. It was Margot Robbie that put everyone unstuck today.
Yeah. Liam Hemsworth.
I know, and George Clooney.
I know we're all gender fluid these days, but come on.
Jam Nation.
We just spoke to Claire Stevens about Prince Harry's book that's about to be released in January called Spare.
Yeah.
And she said that it will take us back to that moment that has been seared in our memory. She said it's probably one of the most iconic moments of the 20th century. 21st century. Which one are we in? I'm not good with my centuries.
21st century.
And that is those two young boys walking behind their mum's coffin. And I said to her, I don't think I can bear to hear how those boys felt. It's still too raw for me. It's still too emotional. I feel like we've grown up with those boys, you know, and I don't feel, it's like we're talking about the new season of The Crown. I don't think I can relive these years. It's too much. But I did see a tweet about Harry's book. This is from a woman called Kelsey, and it made me laugh. She said, Prince Harry must release the only details we want to know. Did he ever hear Queen Elizabeth fart?
Well, yeah. Because she was getting elderly. They're like an umpapa.
Well, it made me think, what is it that you'd like to know from that book? It can be the silliest thing. It can be the most serious thing. What is it you'd really like to know?
Oh, gee.
So the tribal drum is going to beat for this. What do you want to know?
What do you want to know?
Okay. Slightly awkward.
Yeah.
It can be silly. We just don't mind. Do you want to know? Did he hear the Queen fart? Has he trodden in corgi poo? Whatever it is, share it with us.
Yeah, did he ever go in a car with the Queen driving? Imagine that.
She's a good driver.
She was a great driver.
She was a mechanic.
Yeah, of course.
During the war, she was a mechanic.
Because I have fond memories of my late Nana driving around. She had an old HR Holden, and she was the worst driver in the history of the world. And she'd drive around in the HR Holden. It was 3 on the tree. You know, the shift was on the tree. And we'd be in the back, and she'd look around and go, okay, boys, now we're going to go to the shop. And we'd be just going, watch where you're going, Nana.
Harley was playing cricket in England at Windsor Castle, how very casual, against the household, the royal household. And he said the Queen drove past in her Land Rover. He said it was like looking at the coin because her face was in a profile.
Was Harry and Will in the back?
He didn't say.
I think this is great. 13 WSFM. What about this if you're a man of the match? A summer on the harbour cruise package valued at over $500.
There you go.
Cruise Sydney Harbour this summer with Captain Cook Cruises.
Give us a call.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Well, we're discussing Prince Harry's book called Spare. We're not discussing if you want to tell us how you feel about it, that's fine. But we're wondering, what do you want to know from his life? I saw a tweet that said, Prince Harry must reveal the only details we want to know. Did he ever hear the Queen fart?
Tribal drummer's beating for this.
Okay. Slightly awkward.
Slightly awkward. Let's get into it.
Garth has joined us. Hello, Garth.
How you going?
Very well. What do you want to know from the book, Garth?
Well, Prince Harry was a bit of a wild child, and I want to know if he went out partying with good old Uncle Andrew on his many visits to America.
Did we see Andrew sweat?
Harry would be young enough as well.
He'd bring all his friends along.
Bring all his friends around.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
I think Meghan probably has shut down any relationship with Andrew, but it'd be interesting to know Harry's history with him.
How many conquests do you think Harry would have had? He would have had 1 million conquests.
I don't think this is going to be a kiss and tell book somehow.
But I'd like to know about those
Of course you would, and
conquests.
fair enough too.
Me and Garth.
You and Garth.
Not having a conquest, living vicariously.
Oh, I wouldn't want to read about that either. Hello, Thomas. How are you?
Hi, how you going?
Very well. What do you want to know, Thomas?
I'd like to know if the Queen ever used a communal toilet.
Interesting. I once met a man who was very high up in the army in Australia, and it was his job when the Queen was touring to go around and make sure that there were appropriate facilities and they were all freshly painted and that they were private and et cetera, because there's always the urban myth. You've heard this urban
The Esther
myth.
Pol story.
You've heard this, and I've heard this from someone
Gather
who,
round,
who was
Thomas,
in
gather
the
round,
Navy.
kids.
But
Okay.
everyone tells the story when they work on those big ships and the Queen's there and she goes to the loo and someone has a net and they...
And where do they scoop it out?
Well, I don't know. They retrieve the royal poop and have it estepoled and put above the bar. If that was true, there'd be 100 million of them because I've heard that story a number of times. But Thomas...
And also, Estepol is not a preservative, so you would need something else to treat it.
Let's not go into the details of how you preserve
I'm just saying, Estepol,
the Queen's
as good as the product
number
is,
two.
as good as the product is on a hardwood floor, but you need,
Glue.
Fiberglass, resin. It's got to be resin. Has to be resin. You'd have to put it in a little, like a takeaway container, and then you put it in there, and you'd submerge
I hate how much you've thought about this.
You'd submerge it in resin. But you wouldn't want to put too much hardener in it because it would crack.
But it would be her toileting arrangements would be fascinating because but I think she would have ladies in waiting and things in the old days. Remember?
What do you mean, like some decoy ones?
Well, maybe you put a decoy one in your bag. That's what she didn't show Paddington was in the bag. A decoy number 2, so people can get a fake one. But in the old days, like Henry VIII and all of those days, there was a groom of the stool.
What do they do?
And it was their job to examine the stool every day and to help the toileting needs of the old royals. And it was seen as a very prestigious role because you were a confidant, you got to see the health of the king, all that kind of stuff. But they don't have that role anymore. It's just ladies in waiting who I don't think are, I'm ready. I don't think you're going to get any of that.
How is that like a job that you'd want?
Apparently very
like when
prestigious.
You want to be the carriage driver or something?
Very prestigious.
Thank you, Thomas.
We're going to take more of your calls.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
And we are up and running.
Prince Harry's book is coming out. It's called Spare. And I know my wife will go into a swearing
She'll go
fest.
spare.
I'm going to buy it and just put it around my house. I want to get a signed copy.
Well-
To Helen, all my love, Harry.
I hear that you're really fond of me.
My wife, honestly, you just have to mention the name. It's like a Pavlovian dog experience. You go Harry and Meghan, and she'll sound like a merchant seaman, just swearing.
Well, it's interesting. We spoke to Claire Stevens, and maybe it's a generational thing because we come from the era where the royals say nothing. And we've seen that with the passing of Princess Diana. Royals said nothing, and the public was outraged. Queen, show us some emotion. And she had to. She had to, lower the flags. And she was saying, that's not protocol. He's saying, we don't care. Show us you care. But we've never had a royal book from a member of the royal family. This is all going to be new. But I did see a tweet that said, Prince Harry must release the only details we want to know. Did he ever hear Queen Elizabeth II fart?
That's a good one.
So we want to know today, what is it that you want to know?
Yeah.
Okay. Slightly awkward.
Donna's with us.
Hello, Donna.
Hello, Amanda. Hello, Jonesy.
Donna.
What is it you want to know?
I would like to know if Harry ever heard the Queen go off her head or ever use the swear words like the F word.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I'd like to- would the Queen
I imagine that Prince Philip would have. Well, he was a sailor.
Yeah.
He would have sworn a lot.
That's a given. He swore like a trooper.
But probably the Queen doesn't have to do much to show her displeasure. Because everyone would be terrified of her. We now know that she puts a handbag to the left or right, and people leave the room screaming. So she has protocols where people know she's not happy. But whether she actually ever went off a nut.
Those quiet moments with the kids, and say Will tips over a big bucket of something on the floor.
I've seen some footage of her standing next to Prince William, and little Prince George, this was only a couple of years ago, is mixing up a Christmas pudding. And he's got the spoon, he's got like a kid, and the Queen says, I'll just move away. I can imagine she would not tolerate that kind of stuff. But
like
did she ever
that,
go
Donna.
off a nut? That's a great one.
Mel's joined us as well.
Hello, Mel.
Good morning, Jonesy and Amanda. How are you going?
Very well. What do you want to know?
Well, what I want to know is, it's a little bit juicy, but I think about the relationship that I have with my sisters and everything that we talk about. So after we've had a great night out or really exciting things happen to us. So what I want to know is if Harry and Will have the same sort of brotherly chats. Like, I don't know if they do now, but like, you know, all those rumours all those years ago about Will's and that pegging incident. So I wonder, does Harry know about this?
Yeah.
Pegging? What was pegging again?
Well, you know what. Remember the guy
Putting out the laundry?
Remember the guy married at first sight? Remember the guy?
Well, I remember there were...
It's when a man... Am I right? Don't Google it.
Yuck.
What happens?
No, like, don't...
I can't say it.
It's when a man takes pleasure in being, you know...
Oh, this is where the female puts on an apparatus. And there were rumours about Prince William doing this with somebody else.
Yeah.
With another woman.
Because Kate's not going to do it. Kate goes, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. And you get someone else to do that.
Sure.
And then there you go.
Right. And how about we don't also putting out the laundry in the Urban Dictionary, because that's probably something as well.
Because brothers talk about that, because my brother's a weirdo. And so, like,
is he?
Oh, like, he'll tell me about stuff, like, you know, years before he was married. I go, okay, Matt. Keep it to yourself.
I bet you don't say keep it to yourself. Tell me
more. He'd tell me stuff. And I go,
well, this is all interesting stuff. I don't know whether this will be covered in the book. We'll have to wait till January to find out.
Write a book about my brother.
Jam Nation.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms. And this is it's a true pub test that we've done many times in the past. And at the risk of sounding like a curmudgeon, Halloween, does it pass the pub test?
More and more Australians are adopting Halloween. It started in Ireland, so it's not an American tradition, but we've seen it in the popular culture of American movies and TV shows for so long that people think it's American. And many people of our generation poo-poo it. But more and more Australians are celebrating Halloween to the point where retail spending is forecast to reach $430 million.
Wow.
According to the Australian Retailers Association. In decorations, in parties, in all that kind of stuff. That's incredible, isn't it? You still have a lot of people saying it's not Australian. Here's one guy I saw online who's put this out on a fence. This is Australia, not America. Beep off with your Halloween, you little...
Well, he's put that in a sign.
Have a look.
He's got it on a sign.
Yeah.
What a crank.
Yeah. But other people are saying, why be a curmudgeon? If it's fun for the kids, why not let them have it?
And you know what? I'm usually a curmudgeon, but the other day I was just driving around my local area and there was a family out there, and Dad's on a very precarious ladder, mind you, up the top putting cobwebs in the tree, and Mum's out there putting little jack-o'-lanterns out, and the kids are all out in the front yard. And I thought, you know what, that's...
Yeah,
and I had this
wouldn't you?
sort of sentimental moment, and I thought, yeah, you know, I'm not going to do it.
No, and also I hope no one knocks on my door because I've got no lollies to give them. Every year you say you're going to give the kids a dishwashing tablet.
I do, that's all I go. The kid comes in, I go, what do you want, mate? And they're dressed up like a little ghost, and they're so cute. And I go, so I'm running through the house. I'll give like
celery stick
or one of Helen's vases. Just any stuff I've got.
Well, I think they only knock on your door. I think that's the code, isn't it? If you've got decorations.
If you've got decorations.
Yeah.
But what if your house looks like a bit of a scary, spooky house?
Well, one year, when the children were little, I had a face mask on, so I looked like a ghoul already.
Okay.
Someone knocked at the door, and the dog, remember our previous dog, Ripley, would bark when the door would go.
Yeah.
So I opened the door. I looked like a ghoul, and the dog was slathering, and I said, go away.
It's Cujo and Jason from Friday the 13th.
That's how it looked. All right. So how do you feel? I'd be interested to know, because we were starting, people used to hate it. Now it's starting to tilt towards acceptance.
I think I'm softening.
Halloween. Does it pass the pub test?
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Usually, Australia's radio's Night of Nights, the ACRA Awards as they're named, when people say, oh, do you want to host that? That would be something that would fill me with anxiety, but I was doing it with you. So I wasn't really worried about it because I like doing stuff with you.
Yeah.
And people, I don't know, TV executives and other executives don't like us doing stuff together. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. We do this radio show, but everything else, they seem to split us up. I don't know why that is. But anyway, on Saturday night, it just worked. It was great.
It was great. So we hosted the ACRAs, they're known, the Australian Commercial Radio Awards.
That's it.
And we've won Best Show for a number of years. We didn't win Saturday night.
We
Kyle and
didn't.
Jackie Owen, congratulations to them.
Yes.
But we won for Best Podcast. So we did have a win on the night. But you and I were hosting the event. There's 1,000 people in the room at ICC there. It's massive. So a lot of people there. And it's an interesting role to play because in the past, there have been very strange combinations. I once hosted a number of years ago with Kelsey Grammer.
No, but that's what I mean. They put you and Kelsey Grammer together. I don't know
he was here. They wanted a female offsider for him because he was here for the radio conference.
The people that run the world are idiots. The more and more I think about it, the people that make these decisions. Because that night it wasn't your fault, but Kelsey just looked the whole night. He was just standing there going,
of course, he didn't know why I was there. But also there was one year when Sharon Osbourne was here for the radio conference. So Merrick Watts hosted with Sharon Osbourne.
Poor old Mez had to carry Sharon.
It's very strange. I mean, next year, for all we know, Jonesy, you'll be hosting with the Sultan of Brunei. You just don't know how these things go.
Well, he's got lots of money.
He's got
the
lots of
after
cash.
party would be good. For me, it was a big deal because 32 years ago, I was there at the original convention centre as best something or other. I can't remember what it was. I didn't win that night. But I remember thinking, if you said to myself, in the future, I'll be working with you, hosting the night.
It's great. And it's a big room in that there are categories for people who work in country radio, people who work in regional radio, people who work in metropolitan radio. So it's a great night for people from all around the country at so many different stages of their career to all be in one soup.
What about some of those photos, though, that pop up on the screen? When the people win it.
That's right.
You're going, guys, come on. You sent this photo in.
It's not a passport. You have a choice. And that's the one.
Because Mike, our program director...
He won. Congratulations to Mike. We love that.
But did you see his picture? He looked like a school teacher.
Do you think he should have a top hat and a gold tooth?
I just thought, let's get some good lighting. There's a lot of ring lights around. There's things you can do stuff. It's like he was in his car driving along and got hit by a speed camera. Come on.
Oh, funny. Well, it's interesting looking at the paper because they said, we roasted people. Because in the past, this has been hosted the last few years by The Chaser.
Who did a great job.
And they have a very satirical act. For us, these are our friends and our colleagues. So how hard do you go? I mean, we did make jokes at people's expense.
Sure.
That's part of the gig. But we didn't go full Ricky Gervais. But the paper said, roasted. Even roasted Kyle's baby. Delicious, by the way.
we didn't roast little baby Otto.
Well, let's see what you think. I mean, Jonesy, what about the joke? Anyway, here's some of the stuff we said.
It's great to be back here live at another ACRAS. The last time we were all gathered together was, 2019?
2019, so it's fantastic for all of us to be in the room together. It's wonderful. We come together tonight to celebrate the most talented, the most entertaining, the most insightful and successful radio people in the country.
And 2Day FM.
Yes, we're thrilled that they're here as well.
Booyah! That's one to be getting on with.
And what about this?
Kyle Sandlin's had a baby.
Absolutely,
Tegan
big news.
and Kyle, little baby Otto, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Well done. Beautiful baby boy. And you can win him all next week with Kiss FM Split or Steal.
It wasn't a roast.
It's not a roast.
No.
It's a mild roast.
Like a mild roast. There was more.
Tonight we're also honouring the very best marketing team, so we've got our little dollies. But what about the Nova boy, the little Nova guy?
I love that little guy. Big, shiny, bald head, oversized headphones, no discernible genitals.
But enough about Marty Sheargold.
Marty's a good friend of the show.
I like it. And then we spoke about the trophy.
And of course, all our nominees are hoping to take home the magnificent ACRA trophy.
Take it from me, it's a magnificent addition to any mantelpiece.
Absolutely. Abby Chatfield's wondering where you put the batteries, but we'll all work that out a bit later.
She liked that.
She has a range of adult toys.
I think our opening video was really good, though, the little dollies. We'll put that up on our social media, I think. Can we do that?
Yes, why wouldn't we?
Put a lot of work into that because to get all those people, all the radio people.
John Laws,
Kyle and Jackie O,
Fitzy and Whipper.
The Moon.
The Moon Man was in there.
Ray Hadley. We got Ray to do it.
They're all in it.
Yeah, we'll put that up on our social medias because I think that was all I wanted was that to work.
That was your opus.
That was my opus.
And you made that video and I said, Brendan, we still have to host a show.
And really, I gave up after that started. That was pretty much, I started drinking from there.
Jam Nation. We're not gonna take it. I want you to get up right now. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell.
Down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. Halloween, does it pass the pub test?
We ask you this, I think, every Halloween because more and more Australians are accepting it. Less Australians are hating it, it seems. But the Australian Retailers Association said that they're expecting spending to reach $430 million. So it's a lot of money that goes into the economy for Halloween. Not all Australians are happy about it. This was a sign that was posted on it. Well, I'll have to beep it out. This was a sign put on someone's fence. This is Australia, not America. Beep off with your Halloween, you little.
He's used the C word.
He's gone the whole hog for the little kiddies.
You know what? I would have been that guy once upon a time, but as I get older and more sentimental, I'm crying in insurance ads now, so it's only natural that I'm
who's it
warming.
hurting? Who's it hurting? A friend of mine never liked her kids doing because she said, I don't like my kids going door to door scabbing food.
True, but I might get some chocks. We've got a bit of a driveway though, so that might stop.
Put them off. What if they come by water, Brendan? A couple of years ago, I bought a whole lot of lollies. No one came, and I ate them.
I don't live on an island. Make it sound like I live on an island.
Halloween, does it pass the pub test?
At first I was thinking that it was just an American holiday and then learning that it's an actual pagan thing and the kids enjoy it, so I'm sort of coming around a bit for Halloween.
I've been buying costumes, fake blood, wigs, cobwebs and sweets galore. Something I think we could do without.
Yeah, I think it does pass pub test, especially now I've got a little 3-year-old boy who's taking trick-or-treating, so yeah, I'll say yes, it does.
No, because we're encouraging children to go around and talk to strangers, and it's not an Australian tradition, so leave it in America.
Oh, look, I think it's fun for kids to get dressed up and keep it around the local neighbourhood. It's all right.
Oh, no, it doesn't. I've got young kids. I've had to drag them out every year for the past couple of years. It really sucks.
That's true. And
He speaks for all of us.
In what country is it a tradition to talk to strangers?
But also, when you say it's not an Australian tradition, which of our traditions are Australian traditions?
True.
We very rarely have, like the Easter Bunny, is that an Australian tradition? Christmas with St. Nick and we put snow everywhere, is that an Australian tradition?
Getting drunk on St. Patrick's Day?
That's not an Australian tradition.
Well, we just have the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Jam Nation Podcast.
Our next guest is one of Australia's most famous expats, Jim Jeffries. He says whatever he wants and people love him for it. His unapologetic social commentary has won him millions of fans across the globe. He's one of the highest selling comedians on the planet. And fans who missed out on tickets to his previous sold-out Enmore shows last June are in luck because he's back. Joins us now. Hello, Jim.
Hello. How are you guys?
Well, we're great,
We're really well. When you come to Australia, I know you live in the States, how much do you have to change your material? Obviously, the gun stuff that's made you so famous in the States, you don't necessarily do that here. But are we very different audiences?
No, it's pretty much the same. I always have a few routines that are about growing up in Australia or being Australian that the Americans don't get that I enjoy rattling out when I get to Australia. But This is a show that I was working on over COVID, and I'm going to record it as a special in about 2 weeks, and I don't think it'll be out on Netflix until the New Year sometime. So I was coming over for Christmas and New Year's, and I said, I'll do one show, and that sold out real quick, so we added another one on. So I'm quite humbled.
Well, and I just love the way you tell a story. It could be anything about the time you were hanging out with Axl Rose, which was one of my favourite stories. Then you were talking about it. Was it possibly Axl Rose or a middle-aged woman?
Oh, no. It was 100% Axl Rose. I was on I'd taken a whole lot of mushrooms in Vegas after my show. And then Axl Rose asked me to come in to meet him, and it turned out that he'd been in the audience of my gig, and I've been slagging him off, saying how late he is for concerts all the time, not knowing he was in the room. And he was like, "Hey, I just want to tell you that it's been overstated how late I am for concerts." And I was on so many mushrooms. He looked like the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz. And I just couldn't. I just stood up and I went, "Oh, thank you so much for having me, Mr. Rose. I really appreciate it." And then I went, "Can I have a photo?" And his security was like, "He doesn't take photos." And then out of nowhere, he said he would. So I've got a photo of me pretty mashed up with Axl Rose.
Because apparently, isn't the bandana has that fake hair attached to it, I think?
I'm never going to get into a man that he's trying to look like he has hair. He's having a go. I'm someone who's bloody had a transplant. I take Propecia every day. I can't take it every day.
Yeah.
I can't take it every day. I have to take it every 4 days. If I take it every day, my penis doesn't work. Right? So I have two options in life. Either I can have hair or I can't have sex with anyone, or I'm bald and no one wants to have sex with me.
It's quite the dilemma.
The idea that we tease Axl Rose for wearing a wig, that we've called Jada Pinkett Smith brave for sitting out there. Like when has one bald man been called brave in a situation? You just get mocked and teased. You know what I mean? Like, how do we live in a society where women are allowed to wear wigs over their full heads of hair and they're just having a bit of fun? But if a bald man wears a wig, he's a loser.
I've just I was looking at the news. America's just had its 40th shooting for the week, and last week it was. So we're in the 43rd week of the year.
So it's one a week.
That's one a week.
Oh yeah, no. They're very common now. I'm not going to tell you as a parent that I don't worry about it all the time, but you know, the sad thing is because of that gun control routine that I did. If I wake up in the morning and I'm trending on Twitter, I go, oh, there must have been a shooting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not a fun thing.
No.
And now they're starting to have like people ringing in. Like when we were a kid, remember when you wanted to do an exam and then one kid would ring in a bomb scare and you'd be like, brilliant, I get an extra day to study. You know, thank you, whoever did that, right? Over here, they're ringing in the school shootings now, so it's terrifying.
Yeah, it's a scary ass. And one of your routines, I just like the way that you compare our Constitution to the American Constitution, because I would never know what's in our Constitution.
I don't know where it is. Is it written on a bit of paper?
Yeah.
Like, has anyone, like, is there some parchment paper, like some old school sort of treasure map looking paper with it written on? Because I've never seen it. Have you ever seen it?
Never seen it. I wasn't even aware we had one, to be honest. What's written on it? I wouldn't know.
The most I learned about the Australian Constitution was from the movie The Castle, because they mention it a few times. That's as far as I've gone.
Can I ask you what it's like being on the road these days? I mean, do you take mushrooms after every show, or have you moved to sort of turmeric tea? What kind of traveller are you now?
I've been sober now for 18 months. From alcohol, so I live in California, so I've taken up weed, and that's changed my life. So what I do is I take an edible, a store-bought edible after I get off stage, and that just chills me out, man. No more antidepressants, no more nothing. Weed's the greatest thing to ever come into me life. They call it California sober. I like to call it high and dry.
So, because with drinking, in America's attitude to drinking and Australians' attitude to drinking are two different things. In America, you know, I'd be considered an alcoholic.
And a little bit here too.
Yeah. Well, the Americans, you go into a comedy club and they have on the table, they have a little sign on the table that says 2 drink minimum. Everyone has to buy 2 drinks, like when they get in the comedy club, you know, otherwise you can't sit there.
Yeah.
2 drink minimum. Could you imagine how insulting that would be to an Australian if you walked into a bar and they said 2 drink minimum? You go, but I'm allowed more, right? It's not the maximum as well, is it? Also, when I first moved to America, I'd go into bars and I'd try to be responsible. So I'd go, I'll have a light beer, thanks. And I was drinking about 5 or 6, 7 light beers, and then I was driving home thinking I was a good person, and only to find out that light beers in America mean low carb. Exactly the same amount of alcohol.
What a learning curve
you
for you.
You kept your figure, though, Jim.
Oh, I look great.
You look great.
Good hair, good
Car
figure.
was around a tree, but geez, you look good. Jim, it's always great. We just love you. We love catching up with you. It's always a treat to have you on our show. Tickets to see Jim Jefferies available now at frontiertouring.com. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Anytime you want me, I'll be on.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation
Podcast.
I can't believe it's been 35 years since the Choir Boys' Run to Paradise was released. To celebrate, we are throwing a big beach party with Paradise Jam.
Would you like to come along?
Of course you would.
Gabrielle's in Beecroft. Gabrielle, you're going to be there.
Oh my God, we will definitely bring my cassette with me to be signed.
Oh, your
a signed cassette.
And it hasn't unspooled?
I use the pencil to wind it back up.
Of course you have. So bring your pencil along in case there's a disaster on the night.
It's no mean feat to sign a cassette as well, because you need a Sharpie for a start.
That's right.
You can't use a biro.
Maybe bring your own Sharpie as
And
well.
Gabrielle, it's not a pirated cassette, though, is it? It's not one that you've just recorded at home.
Or that you got in Bali.
No. It's definitely the original.
Yeah,
well,
because Mark might freak out. He said, I'm not making any money out of this.
We look forward to seeing you. We're going to be in a beautiful, I think it's Palm Beach, this incredible house. Lots of food, lots of drink, and the choir boys will be performing.
Super, Gabrielle. Looking forward to catching up with you when we do it.
Can't wait.
See you there.
This is all thanks to Tyre Power, 100% Australian owned and operated since 1977.
Jam Nation.
Many top people work at this radio station, like, not Jen Y. Rye, but like Jenna.
I'm still laughing at Jen Y. Rye on the red carpet for the Australian Radio Awards on Saturday night. I saw your Instagram post, which was, I turned up with my 2 dates. It was a packet of grain waves and some powdered soup.
Can't go anywhere without
You just said him. At the end of the night, he's drinking, what were you drinking? That horrible cider.
Yeah, cider. Yeah.
Apple cider. And he was drinking it in a pint glass, but he had his 2 hands around it.
Like
his
romper room.
Like a little kid on
Drinking the
romper room.
milk.
And I said, for God's sake, drink that normally.
It was enormous. It wasn't a standard cup.
I was drinking the same
Out of the
glass.
bucket.
I had no problem with that.
But Jenna is our digital producer. She's our social media guru.
And she did well with it because we won the podcasty thing.
Yeah,
we won
best
and,
podcast.
And I
Best
kind of
podcast,
sneer a bit
thanks
at
to you.
podcasts because everyone's got a podcast now. Radio's dead, as far as we know. Podcasts are the future.
Yeah, but we won an ACRA for one, so we're thrilled.
Yeah, so I'm loving
But
podcasts.
Jenna, you have, separate to us, a podcast of your own, a new one that's
Yes.
starting today. Do we
Yep.
say dropping today, starting today? What do we say?
dropping today.
And tell us about that,
Actually,
Jenna.
has it got an intro?
Yes, it does have an intro.
Because you need an intro. Well, let's have a listen to your intro.
I hear that you're a crazy cat lady.
Yes, I love cats.
Cats, cats, cats.
2 girls, 3 cats.
Congratulations, you've begun your transformation into crazy cat lady.
Let me guess, it's about Cats.
How did you know?
Cats the musical or the film?
No, neither. Neither.
So you are obsessed with your cat, aren't you?
I love my cat. I mean, I got her 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and before that I didn't think that I would ever own a cat. But, you know, I live alone and I was lonely and I thought I may as well rescue a cat.
And it rescued you, Jenna.
No, quite literally. She's changed so much for me. So when I'm home and, you know, lonely or just not in a great mood, she just instantly lifts me up. And yeah.
So, but you have the quirkiest sense of humour of anybody I know. So I'm assuming this isn't a straightforward cat podcast, like how to groom your cat and all of that.
not at all. So both Sam Clark, who's actually married to Ugly Phil.
Yes.
She's also on the podcast.
He's a crazy cat that she owns.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the craziest. We just chat about cats, honestly. We make sure that people know we're not vets and we're not experts and we don't know anything.
You're cat lovers.
Yeah, we're cat lovers.
And Amanda makes jokes that I'm no good with pets.
I'm saying nothing.
You make
I've
jokes
got
that
a
I'm no
running
good with
tally
pets.
of how many you've killed.
Well, let's not get this going. But what I like about cats is you don't have to muck around with them. You got a cat, they've just lived their lives.
Yeah.
And we had 2 cats for years, and
But
they
see,
recently
Jenna sounds
passed
like
away.
she's interacted with hers. You make it sound like you treat them like moths, that they just exist in your home.
What I like about cats is because dogs are all, look at me,
I
gotta
love
do this.
that. I love the
And you
neediness.
love that, but there's too much to do with a dog. There's too much to do.
But I feel like cats are portrayed differently to how they actually are, depending on how you bring them up.
Well, it's true. You can do all those jokes about dead cats and everyone sort of laughs, but you can't do a joke about dead dogs.
No, but I mean, even...
Is that what you were going to say, Jenna?
Exactly. I was just about to say that. No, but just for me, I feel like my cat's more like a dog. Like, she's not the stereotypical cat that I was expecting to get. She's just so affectionate and just so dog-like. And I've grown up with dogs, so I didn't really understand cats' nature as much as dogs. But now that I do have her, all those stereotypes don't make sense.
There you go. Well, Jenna, where can we get this on the iHeartRadio platform, no doubt?
Yes, of course. iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
And what's it called?
2 Girls, 3 Cats.
2 Girls, 3 Cats. And well, you're going to have to play the intro again. We'll go the outro.
You're a crazy cat lady.
Yes, I love cats.
2 Girls, 3 Cats.
Congratulations, you've begun your transformation into crazy cat lady.
Because radio's dead. It's all podcasting now. That's what it's all about.
Well, we won an ACRA for one, so we're happy for
Well, we
it.
love it. It's great. Thank you, Jenna.
Jam Nation. Everybody shout. Come on now, sing out. It's time for the Ghoulies get together.
We have a prize for our favourite ghoulie of the year, and we're now... Look, tomorrow's November.
Yeah.
So we're getting towards the end of the year. Our favourite ghoulie of the year will win $20,000 cash and a year's supply of chocolate from Daryl Lee.
What have we got today?
What gets my ghoulies is when you put a piece of bread in the toaster and when it pops up, it's not toasted enough. Then retoasting it, and when it pops back up, it's completely burnt. Then realising that's the last piece of bread.
That's
that
a bad
gets my
start to the
ghoulies.
day. That's when you go back to bed. I've got a function on my toast that says a little bit more.
A little bit more.
And then a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Then before you know it, I've gone back to bed.
Okay.
What
you
else?
do with your toast to keep it to yourself, eh? What else you got?
Hi, Jonesy and Amanda. Great show. I love your humour and your banter.
thank
My
you.
ghoulie is drivers. Luckily, there's only a few who don't have their lights on when it's raining or dusk and dawn. They can see us, obviously, because we've got our lights on, but we can't see you properly, especially if you're in a black car or a dark-coloured car. So please, guys, put your lights on.
You don't hear duh enough these days.
I do like the South African accent on a lady. It always sounds sexy, don't you think?
Do you think? South Africa's not famous for its accent.
No, but I think women with the South African accent, it sounds sexy.
I'll tell
The
Colleen
guy's
in
not-
sales that
Colleen,
you said that.
she's South African. It sounds sexy. I'm just saying, because it's a kind of it's a harsh language. Remember when Tony Grigg used to talk about cricket? And that's kind of sexy too.
Oh, okay. Learning a lot about you this morning.
I might do the rest of the show in a South African accent. That's all I've got.
I know, that's all you've got. You're a man of one voice.
Out with the bad, in with the good. I know, I've got
terrible. It's like when Americans try and do Australian and they just go Cockney.
American. If you want to do American, you just say, round the rocks, the ragged rascal ran.
We learned that from Rose Byrne.
That's how you do an American accent.
Jam Nation.
Our favourite caller, email or Facebook friend wins a summer on the Harbour Cruise package, valued at over $500. Cruise Sydney Harbour this summer with Captain Cook Cruises.
I like the idea of that.
That'd be very nice.
Sailing on a nice boat instead of bobbing around sunk in the harbour like I do most weekends.
Drunk or sunk?
Just, because that sailing thing starts up again soon.
Are you going to do it?
Well, I got to do it, yeah.
As you say, you just swear. It's
Sailor
just been sworn at.
Sailor Jerry's been at me to get back into it. And I've just had a life of being busy. So this Saturday, I think I'm getting back into it. You also get the Jonesy Band of Tea Towel and fridge magnet with our little dolly heads on it.
Prince Harry's book called Spare is going to be coming out early next year. Lots of people are intrigued about what it will reveal about the royal family. I saw a tweet which made me laugh. Prince Harry must release the only details we want to know. Did he ever hear the Queen fart?
True that.
Classy stuff. The tribal drum is beating for what do you want to know?
Okay. Slightly awkward.
Thomas from Kellyville.
I'd like to know if the Queen ever used a communal toilet.
True that. Don't even get me started on the Estepol story.
Oh, we spent a lot of time delving into how you would do it.
We won't delve now, but there's a little bit of homework after the show. Feel free to Google that.
Please.
Righto, you two. That's enough.
After 9 o'clock, we've got your tickets to Sydney's biggest concerts and events with WSFM's box office.
Bill Weaver is going to tell you all about it after 9.
We'll be back at 6 o'clock for Jam Nation.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Wipe the tears, baby, tears from your eyes.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Goodbye.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.